And I see Coach Chadwell has joined the line. Coach, good morning.
Good morning, Mark. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Congratulations to the Buccaneers moving to 3-0 on the year following their 30-10 win at Campbell. Back on the road again, the second straight week, traveling to Norfolk State. If you could open up and talk about the victory over the Camels, and then give us your thoughts on Norfolk State, we'll take any questions.
It was a good victory for us. It was a really tight game in the first half, 10-3 at the half, and great atmosphere down there. I think there was almost 6,500 folks there for the night game. It was a good opportunity for us to go on a true road game. It was our first true road game of the year, and made some good adjustments at halftime. Thought our defense played really well, consistent for 4 quarters. We made some adjustments coming out of half and really got some things going in the second half, running the football. Christian Reyes, our running back, went over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Malcolm Dixon had over 100 yards rushing again, and threw the ball pretty well. So, and we got a couple players back that got their first playing time this year that were from a couple suspensions, and good to get them back and try to get some more pieces back as we develop. So, solid win for us. We're still trying to put together a whole 4 quarters. We're still not there yet, but glad to be coming back with a victory and going on the road up to Norfolk, who's got a really good team. They've played really 2 good opponents, and big and athletic. Going to be the best team we've seen so far this year. So, big challenge for our team.
All right, thank you, Coach. At this time, we'll take questions for Charleston Southern head coach Jamey Chadwell. To ask a question, please press *1 on your phone at any time, or click the Q&A link near the top of your browser and click Raise Hand if you join us via the web. Questions for Charleston Southern head coach Jamey Chadwell. And, Coach, first question for you is, I believe it's from Jeff Hartswell of the Post-and-Courier.
Okay.
Okay, I must be wrong. We do have a member from the Charleston
guys,
media.
Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear, yes.
Hey, Mark and Jamie, this is Jeff Hartzell in Charleston.
Hey, Jeff. Sorry about that. I thought I didn't have you.
No problem. I'm a rookie on the call. Hey, Jamie, just wondered what you thought of the great start the league is off to.
I'm impressed. I know what type of coaches that we have in the league, and how our league has been developing over the past few years. You know, keeping in touch with it from afar, and I'm not surprised by it, to be honest with you. I know the commitment the universities have made, and what we've been trying to do, and excited about it, to be honest with you. I think recognition for our conference is long overdue, especially with getting the teams in last year, and I think you're going to continue to see the rise of this conference as we continue to emphasize football.
I know you haven't played any league games yet. You were away from the league for a while. Do you have a feel yet for what might be different than when you were at CSU before?
You know, I'm not, to be truthful with you, I'm not really seeing anybody on video because we've been focused on, obviously, our people outside that we're playing. But from the thing that I know the commitment that the programs have put into facilities, into their budgets and the things of that nature for recruiting, and just like our university is. And so when that happens, when you make that commitment, we've got a lot of really good schools that you want to get a degree from. So I think it's probably just a natural progression that we've upped our game as far as putting money and financially and the resources to be competitive. And I think you're seeing that. I think there's good football players all over the place, and there's a lot out there for these programs in our conference to get, and you're seeing that, and they're getting coached really, really well. And I think that's just a byproduct of it.
Does it feel good to see the league get some recognition, you know, when you beat the SoCon teams, when you beat a Colonial team, and what can that mean for the future?
Well, it does. Obviously, most of our teams are in the SoCon footprint, so anytime that we can play those guys and have some competitive games and win those, I think it gives us some recognition because the SoCon is one of the top 2 or 3, or not, if not the top conference in the country traditionally. And then with the Colonial, to be able to Gardner Webb what they did to Richmond, and with the tradition they've had, I think it speaks volumes. And I think that hopefully will continue to show people that vote on playoffs and the committees and those things that our conference is going to be a tough league to win, and if it's competitive week in and week out. And I think with the wins that we've had, that's just going to continue to justify, hopefully, us looking as possibly being a two-team bid league, with our champion and maybe the runner-up because of the type of out-of-conference scheduling that we're playing and the teams that our conference teams are beating.
Jamey, thank you. Good luck this week.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jeff. And next question for you, Coach, is from a media member based in Morehead City, North Carolina. I don't have your name, so please introduce yourself before your question of Coach.
You hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, this is David Hall with the Virginia Pilot in Norfolk. How are you, Coach?
Hey, good, David. How are you?
Good. Coach Adrian has used 3 quarterbacks, as you probably know, and has not announced a starter for Saturday. Does that present any concerns in terms of preparation for you?
Well, you obviously, as you're watching video, you'd like to sort of know the strengths and the weaknesses of the guys, and you try to game plan around that. But I think our defense, knowing they're going to play both, we're trying to get our plan for what their key plays are and what they do, and then we're going to try to adjust from that. We have some our previous game when we played the Citadel, they played 2 quarterbacks, so we had to have a couple different plans for that. So it's not something that's new to us, but it does present a challenge because of when a guy comes in, maybe they like to do something different. You have to have different thoughts based off of with who's in the game. So it is a challenge. Hopefully, we'll be prepared with both guys and move forward from there.
And what have you guys done that makes you so effective against the pass?
Can you repeat that question?
I said, what have you done that's made your team so effective against the pass?
Well, the first two games we played some option teams, so that helped tremendously. They threw the ball about 10 times total, so those stats are a little misleading. But I think one thing that has helped us when people have thrown is we've got 2 starters. Actually, I should take that back. We've got 4 starters that played a lot of football last year in our secondary. And then we've got some quality backups that got a lot of reps last year. So we've got a lot of experience there. And then with our new scheme, bringing in our new scheme, it's really, we do a lot of things with some man coverage and things and let those guys make some plays. And so we're able to get some pressure on the defense or on the quarterbacks and allows our secondary that's we feel is talented, be able to play some man coverage and things that help them out. And I think that's part of it. Our guys are really taking to the coaching and doing some good things. But we know that's not going to last. We're going to start playing some teams that throw the ball a bit more. But that's been part of it as well.
Yes, the man coverage and pressure sounds a lot like what Rutgers did against Norfolk State. Is that what you want to do?
I barely heard that. Something about Rutgers. Say that again, please.
Using man coverage and pressure sounds like what Rutgers did to Norfolk State. Is that what you saw on film?
It was some. They did that. Obviously, Rutgers is doing a little bit better players than we are for sure. I don't know if we're not going to live and die with some of that. But that's what part of our MO is trying to bring pressure and man people up and do some things. So that's what we base our defense on. Try to bring in pressure from everywhere on the field and see if the quarterback and receivers can try to make some plays. But first and foremost, with this game coming up, we got to find a way to stop the run and try to make them one-dimensional. And that's our goal every week going in, is try to make a team one-dimensional. If they're a running team, obviously take that away and make them pass. If they're a passing team, try to make it where we have to force them to try to run the ball because we're bringing so much pressure. But that's our plan going forward, and we know it's a big challenge because this is Norfolk's by far the best team that we've seen personnel-wise all year. And that's going to be a challenge for us athletically and physically to see if we can rise up to them.
Okay, thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Bill. And, Coach, I'm not seeing any more questions for us. We'll let you go. Thanks for joining us. Good luck Saturday at Norfolk State.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
All right.